Right, I'm just doing this last workout video on the next door neighbour situation on this Joan Nolan and Elite Collins and Pennine Housing because I'm gonna tie this up now because I'm spending way much too time on this, so I'm gonna tie this up now basically, and this is not trying to convince anyone of this. This is not for the complaints procedure. This is not a case of wanting people, to believe me, if you know what I mean. In the sense of, this is not for the complaints procedure. I'm not trying to convince anyone of this. So let me just make that clear. I'm not trying to convince anyone or say, look. No, no. I'm just outlining this now. So because they don't have a leg to stand on. Anything they do now is illegal because what they're doing is illegal before that. I'm sorry, but that's a fact, and they can't get away with it just because they can, right? Because where in your life can they use the law to their advantage if they're breaking it? And these videos prove that in my opinion, it's not a normal situation. John's lying. I give them all information, and they're not following that up. Uh, there are so many contradictions on their side. So I'm sorry, but I'm not taking it. And like anything like happens, like if they proceed and it's illegal, that's a fact. That's not up for debate. That's not for a case of my word against yours. That's a fact. What they're doing is against the law, and it's. I'm sorry, but it's not up for debate. I'm not trying, and again, I'm not trying to convince anyone here. I received a caution for breach of tenancy condition basically on Tuesday the 8th of December. Now the 7th of December, I was playing my guitar early hours in the morning. I thought my next door neighbour out, and she normally goes, sometimes she's out, like out of the premises for 2, 3 days. She's been away before, and not told me. She went away for a week once and didn't tell me she was away, so I thought she was out of the premises. And because my windows had been open, because there'd been like a funny smell, that morning my neighbours heard the guitar. So one of my neighbours rang the police, and rightly so. That's that person's right, and that never be a problem. It was early. I didn't realise the windows were open because normally they're closed, and when they closed, you wouldn't hear the music. So because they were open, my neighbours heard that music that morning. But prior to the 7th, no one's ever put a complaint in, ever. In the whole time I've lived here since 2007, I've never had one problem with housing, ever. Never, since 2007. I've never had one argument with any of my neighbours, ever. I get along with my neighbours, you know, uh, I get along with my neighbours. I've never had a problem with anyone. I know, two, two, two of my neighbours, well, and for the rest, I've never had a problem with. I've never been in contact where we've had a disagreement or any of that. I've never had any complaints up until then. Because if they did, Pennine would have used that uh, well before these videos type of thing. So anyway, so I received the letter. No, sorry, they came on Tuesday, the 8th of December. That's after the neighbour I put a complaint in basically because I play my guitar like 11 at morning, and I received and they came, and I thought they were lying again. I thought it was making up that people would put complaints in because up until then they had up until then John were lying. Now I'm a logical thinking person. Now this is not a case of my word against yours. This is my word, their word in the same place. Uh, I just knew there was something wasn't right. So I received this letter. They brought this letter with them. Did Elliot Collins and a community support officer. And you know what? It did make me smile. To be honest, it did make me smile because at first I thought it was a joke, and that's how I'm taking this now. That's how I'm treating this as a joke because it is a joke. It really is, in the sense of I'm not wasting any more time on this now. I'm not trying to convince anyone. I'm not, getting stressed about this because it's really not worth a second of my time, and that is the truth, right? So The conditions are set out in your tennis agreement, which is in your welcome pack, which you received at the sign-up. You have an obligation to abide by these conditions. If you break the conditions, you may lose your home. Despite warning you previously on 30th of the 9th, 27th of the 10th, 17th of the 11th, 2015, verbally, we believe that you are continuing to breach the conditions of your tenancy. The noise nuisance involves playing your musical instruments, guitars, on a daily basis through an amplifier. Residents and staff caseworkers have also found your attitude to be threatening and intimidating. Both of these issues are justifiable anti-behaviour. That's just daft, isn't it? That's just daft, right? It says here, nuisance that harass, threaten, intimidate or pester. You must not harass, threaten, intimidate or pester any resident of the neighbourhood, any of our employees, contractors, any time or any place. And to turn over, it says, and this is from Elliot. I have heard firsthand the noise from your bungalow, and I would deem it unacceptable and is having a substantial effect on well-being of others. The alleged noise nuisance was first reported to me on the 11th of the 8th, 2015, and reports suggest it has happened almost every day up until present. The times can fluctuate. This is a formal warning to notify that you, unless the breaches stop, Pennine Housing 2000 may commence legal action against your tenancy, which will put your home at risk. Your neighbourhood officer, Elliot Collins, will continue to monitor the situation for further complaints. Right, now I've tried to phone Pennine, obviously previously before I got this, and never returned me calls. Never returned me calls after the time, very rarely. Now, first of all, 30th of the 9th, Elliot didn't come until the 29th of September to talk about the second letter I got, antisocial letter. He didn't come till the 29th. So I certainly didn't get a warning on the 30th when he'd not even had enough time to gather the information and make a decision. So I certainly didn't get a warning on the 30th. So that's a load of nonsense. The 27th of the 10th, they say I got a warning verbally. No, I didn't. I was with Christine Savage McMahon here on the 27th of the 10th. She was the mediation. I was going through the this kind of mediation to try and settle the dispute. And I'm sorry, but the 28th of October is when I spoke to Christine, and she said it had not been happening for a while, and it certainly wasn't at night. I spoke to Joan Nolan on the 28th of October, and Joan herself said it not happened for a while, and so 27th of October is a complete lie. That's not true. I wasn't warned. I wasn't warned on the 27th about it. You know, when on the 28th, both Christine and Joan said it not happened for a while. Right, so that's a contradictory statement right there, isn't it? 17th of the 11th, complete load of nonsense. Last time I had any contact with Elliot was the 30th of October. Friday the 30th of October, and I've got a text there. Evidence, not just, you know, something in my mind, something that you can see with your very own eyes. So that's a complete load of lie, a complete load of lies. And I spoke to Christine Savage McMahon on the 16th of November. That's right, I told her to keep away from my house, which I've got a recording of that. So 30th, impossible. He'd only come on the 29th. 27th, impossible. Christine was here. And on the 28th, everything was fine. And the days before that, it not happened for a while. And on the 17th, completely nonsense. Because I spoke to Christine on the 16th, told her to keep away. And residents and staff caseworkers have found your attitude to be threatening. Completely nonsense. John laughs after each conversation. We have a laugh, we have a joke. It's a nice conversation, we have a nice chat. She's certainly not. I've certainly never been threatening. If I showed frustration, it's because of this situation and when they're coming in and intimidating me. So I've not been threatening one bit. I've been calm. I've been polite. I've been anything but threatening. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm bending over backwards. I'm buying her flowers. I'm playing within the times. I've asked her to come round if she comes home early. No matter what time she comes home, come round, I'll stop playing. I'll put my earphones in, and it's all in the recordings. You know what speaks can't lie. Well, actually, what speaks can lie, but what speaks, contradicts itself, doesn't it? Of course it does. Of course it does. So I certainly have been threatening to Joan. So we can discard Joan as feeling threatened and intimidating. So we can discard her out of it because I haven't threatened her, and the videos prove that. I've never once intimidated her, and the videos prove that. Because the last conversation I had with Joan was on the 28th of October. The 28th of October, and at the end of it, was laughing when I had a conversation. I was having a laugh. And I said, please let me know, come round, and yes, thank you, and all that kind of stuff. So that was that conversation. So that's a lot of nonsense. Now this part here, I have heard firsthand the noise from your bungalow and would deem it unacceptable and as having a substantial effect on the well-being of others. Now I'm sorry, but this complaint with Joan is all nonsense. I proved that. Right, these videos prove that. So, and it's not affecting like anybody else. And it's if Elliot stands outside, that does not warrant a breach of tenancy, because his opinion outside for 10 minutes does not breach anything. He's not a neighbour. He's not here every day. He's not even involved in the dispute. His job is to investigate disputes. So him standing out and here for 10 minutes is not lawful to warrant a breach of tenancy, because that's like almost like saying standing outside someone's house one day and they're playing Bat Out of Hell. Playing music's not illegal, is it? No, it's to an excessive point. It's to an excessive point, and my music's not to an excessive point. No, so that's a load of nonsense. And it says here, reports suggest it's happened almost every day up until the present. Now I'm sorry, that's a load of nonsense as well. That's a load of nonsense as well, because on the 28th, it'd not been happening for a while. It just wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. And from the 30th of October up until the 8th, I'd not heard a thing. Nothing. The last conversation I had was with Christine Savage McMahon, and that's when I said keep away from my house, which I've got the recording of. So it's not been happening every day, because from the 28th it hasn't been happening for a while. From the 30th, I've not heard a thing. They just think, right, they can say, well, we can, purely based on nothing, that's lawful. There has to be some foundation of law. There has to be some foundation of proof. They can't just say, well, we say that's it. We're taking your home off you. How can that happen? Under what law? Under what law can they say, well, we don't lie, so that's it? Now that's being silly, right? Come on, right? Be honest now, right? That's been very daft, in it, that they think they can say, well, why would we lie, and that would constitute the law, and they can say what they want, do what they want, and no one can do anything. Now, where's the logic in that? Because I would like someone to explain to me that I proved Jonah is lying, right? I proved that. I proved that I played in the Times. I have proved that I made every best effort. I proved that it was me what suggested to her, please tell me the times. It's me what's given me phone number. It's me what's said come round. It's me what said if you come home early, then come round. It's me what's been polite and we're laughing and joking after every conversation. So that doesn't make any sense. But that doesn't make any sense. Does it? No. Anyway, I'll play you some of these what I call videos. I'll play you some of these videos. Just give you an idea, because I don't want this for 6 hours, because I spent too much time on this now, and like I say, to repeat myself, I wasted enough time on this now. They've got no foundation, they've got no right of law in this situation, they've got no right whatsoever without evidence. These videos contradict everything they say. It proves that I've done everything in my power, And basically, you know, they don't have a leg to stand on. I don't care what they say. Any further proceedings, then it's illegal. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to open the door, right? You know, and say, well, okay then. Why? Why? That doesn't make any sense. Why? Why would anyone kind of live by the law when they're breaking the law? Under what law is that right? Now I'm sorry, but I'm not losing my home, you know, over something I've not done wrong, and I'm trying everything in my best, in my power. I've done everything by the law, and she's lying. It don't make any sense, that does it? No. Under what law can government agencies say what they want, do what they want, and you can't contest that? Under what law? I'm sorry, but what they're doing is illegal, and that's not for a dispute or a debate. It is, and they can't just say, "Well, we can do what we want," because then the law doesn't mean anything. And we have to have a law. We have to live by the law, because if not, people can do what they want. So anyway, I'm doing this because any further proceedings, I want this on there, you know, just to kind of prove to people my point. Anyway, right, this was the first. This was the 27th.
Right, okay.
Often it's just a misunderstanding. Not lying, but saying what you feel, but also sometimes fear can stop you always telling the truth as well. Fear of upsetting people, fear of making
That's absolutely, again, that's absolutely ludicrous to say the least.
I don't say anybody's ludicrous. You've got your issues in life.
Please, no, right, okay then. Please explain to me, because I'm really finding this hard to understand, Christine. Please explain how me playing my music for an hour,
I don't know.
right,
I'm not her. I'm just seeing if there's a way you can meet and you understand it.
and then how we're going
And
to,
at the minute, I'm thinking maybe not.
and now I'm doing that, I'm doing that now on my own.
So I don't understand the problem. I'm exploring it. You said let's chat face to face. The only thing I'll say is honestly,
So, I have been round to Jones.
you seem really angry about it.
I have been round,
Are you angry about it?
Christine, please hear me. I have been round to Jones, and I've resolved it. I have played within, Christine, this is,
Resolved it well. If one party is upset, it doesn't really resolve it. Even if it's just one.
Right, so that was on, right? I will play it all because the videos are on there. I'm sure if you want to listen to the full, you can do. That was on the 27th of October, and in that conversation, basically, you know, John's not happy. What I call it, a mediation centre. She's calling me difficult. She's calling me hard work. I'm the one who's not resolving it. I'm the one who she doesn't want to put in the same room. I'm the one who's getting angry for no reason type of thing, or you know, I mean, she doesn't say that, but I'm the one who's been intimidating and hard working, the rest of it, and difficult. You know, when the prior times it's me watching just in the Times and all that kind of stuff, right? You know, so that was the 27th. This
She was in or out.
now this was the 28th, right? This was the 28th. This is the next day. So the day before, John's not happy, right? You know, she's really not happy, and it's upsetting her life, right? And this Christine's on about mediation, a meeting in a contact centre, which wouldn't make a difference if I've done everything anyway. If I've done that, what's the content? What's the contact centre going to do? You know, I've done what? You know, I've done everything anyway. I play within the Times. I don't understand. You know, she was basically saying, you know, if John's not happy, you know, it's not resolved. So it doesn't make a difference. And this is what makes me think, where's the link? There has to be. There has to be a link, because John is definitely lying. Definitely lying, and the videos prove that. You know. So if they're what I call it a kind of independent, and then, you know, it's like, but why aren't they questioning that when it's clear for anyone to see? You know, so we go from the day before a mediation centre to them obviously cutting on about recording conversations. Then the next day a complete shift.
And she, you know, whatever she thinks doesn't matter because they've said what's acceptable and what isn't. Normal standards, so it's taking it away from
Yeah, but if I'm playing within the times we agreed on,
that one easy for you.
if I'm playing the times if I'm playing within the time that she says she's out, and then she comes home half hour, how am I supposed to know? Is it justified? If we've agreed a time, is it justified, Christine? Please listen to me. Is it justified that if we agree a time, I'm playing within those times, she comes home half hour earlier, she doesn't let me know when I've asked her to, is it justified that she puts in a complaint because she's not happy if she comes home half hour earlier?
I think it's difficult to explain where she's coming from if you don't.
What's so difficult about it? Right, she's rang me before. Right, she came round on the 13th, so she's not fearful of not approaching me. And does she seem fearful on the doorstep when she's laughing her head off? Don't be silly. No, she's phoned me. She's got my number. She's phoned me. So, and again, is it justified that she puts a complaint in? And that's warranted. If I've told her to come round, if she comes home, I'm the one who's playing with the times. You know, I've told her if she ever came home early from work, 3 hours early, 4 hours earlier, whatever the reason, to tell me, you know, and I'll have to turn it off. Is it justified that I've given her that option, and she doesn't, yet she phones in and complains, and that's warranted by Pennine? And Pennine know this. I told them this, and then after all this, I get a letter on Tuesday the 8th. So that's why it's a link. That's not a delusion. That's a fact. That's a fact. But you can't go for all this and it'd be separate from the next door neighbour to Pennine. And again, I'm not trying to convince anybody here. So let me just make that clear. Let me make that clear. Right. So anyway, so this conversation continued to
But no one else is complaining, Christine. No one else.
We mentioned it yesterday.
No one's complaining, Christine. No one else is complaining.
So is it okay for me to ask them to come and check?
No, I would like if you could explain to me simple things.
Just tell you.
What? So now you're going from it being Joan to the environment?
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
No,
Mental health monitors down.
Right, so now she's talking about environmental health. In that conversation, dated the 28th of the 10th, the conversation between me and Christine Savage McMahon, in that conversation, she talks about it doesn't matter if John's in or out, it's to do with the nature. You know what I mean? When I say, well, no one else is complaining, you know, she pauses, you know, for a while, because they didn't have anything before that. The neighbours had complained up until the 7th of December. And they would produce that around that time. You know, so so that conversation was 28. So we've gone from Joe not being happy to a mediation, you know, to making Joe ill, you know, to now we'll get environment officers in. You know, and that's what I thought they were doing in the first place when Elliot phoned and said this person had been ringing. Now this next conversation was after I spoke to Christine, and I went round to see John again, and this is the conversation that day.
I don't want to talk about yesterday, or the week before, John, or the week before that. Are you happy? Is there anything? Is there a problem? That's what I'm saying.
I haven't had a problem for a while. I haven't heard yet.
Right, good. I won't focus it. Sorry, I've dropped you straight off one, that's all.
Yeah.
Yes, talking about environment or something. You know about a sound?
Yeah.
Let's listen to that. Now, please bear in mind, I was never going to use this recording. As far as I was concerned, the matter was closed. I wanted to resolve it. I recorded this, right, because I didn't know how it was going to go, to be honest. I didn't know how the conversation was going to go, right, so I recorded it to give myself, I didn't know exactly where it was going to go to previous times. Now, I was never going to use this recording, ever. You know, as it continued, we had a nice conversation, we had a nice chat. Right, and I couldn't just like say, I think I've said it before, I couldn't turn my phone off in my pocket. Right, but I was never going to use this recording. I was never going to show anyone this recording. So when you hear me speaking, that's me being genuine. Right, that's not being on camera. You know, being aware of what I'm saying. That's me without the camera. That's me without on record speaking to people. You know, so I'm not speaking like that because I'm aware that I've got the record on. That's me. That's exactly me. But I couldn't turn the record off, and I recorded because I didn't know how the conversation was going. And you know what? I'm glad I recorded it now. I'm glad I recorded it because of this your word against mine. Anyway, at this point, I took her some what called a whisper round as a peace offering. After all this, I'm the one who's taking chocolate round for her.
I don't want to talk about yesterday, or the week before, John, or the week before that. Are you happy? Is there anything? Is there a problem? That's what I'm saying.
I haven't had a problem for a while.
And she slipped up there, didn't she? She only said while, so this was on the 28th of October, and she only said while.
That's complete. I don't want to talk about yesterday, or the week before, John, or the week before that. Are you happy? Is there anything? Is there a problem? That's what I'm saying.
I haven't had a problem for a while. I haven't heard yet.
Right, good. I won't focus in. Sorry,
So basically, in that one, 28, she's not had a problem for a while. Right, she's not had a problem for a while, right? So on the 27th, you know, the one with her brother, who she said were a brother, you know, she's not happy it's making her ill. And then speaking to Christine, you know, it's like mediation. You know, she's not happy, it's not resolved. To then, it's not been happy for a while. So John herself on the 28th saying she's not heard it for a while. She was a while that she stopped herself. You know, and she carried on, and she's not heard anything.
Court then.
Yeah.
Just play at the volume, this type of thing.
And if anything happens with no answer, you know I'm not in. So you could play it, isn't it?
No, because I've been around every 2 minutes. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Now, does that seem like someone who was who felt threatened and intimidated?
Yeah. But as long as you're happy, John. As long as you're happy, there's no problems. I'm not serious with it. If there is, John, come see me, phone me.
So did she say what they were going to do? Did someone monitor or something she said?
Yeah, that.
Anyway, that was the 28th. Now this I phoned Pennine on the 28th, and this is the conversation that I phoned Pennine, and this is the kind of tone I got when I phoned Pennine. Now this is when I'm trying to get hold of Elliot. You know, so this is trying to get hold of the housing officer who's dealing with this. He never got back to me calls. You never got me calls, and this is the kind of tone I got at Pennine until they realised I was causing them, and now it's all, you know, have a nice day type of thing. You know what? When I say have a nice day to people, I genuinely mean that. Some people say it in my opinion, because it wasn't like this before. You know, I got an almost like a tone with people, and this'll show you what I mean.
Thank you for calling Pennine Housing. Please note all our calls are recorded for monitoring and training purposes. Please select from the following. For rent inquiries or making a payment, please press 1. 2. Please select. Housing, good afternoon. Morning, sir. Can I help you?
Hey, could I possibly speak to an Elliot Collins, please?
What's it in relation to, please?
To a noise complaint.
I'm sorry, to what, sorry?
to an oil dispute with my...
Right, sorry, hang on a minute. I'm just going to try to turn my volume up. This is not your, it's my phone that's been turned down. I apologise.
Right,
okay, what's your name and address, please?
My name is Aaron Lynch, and my address is 21 Holly Avenue.
Okay, and what did you say it was in relation to?
To an oil dispute with my next door neighbour.
And is it something that's ongoing already?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, one sec.
Okay, thank you.
I had to call him. Mr. Lynch, I've tried to call him. I've emailed him, and he's not available.
Right.
So I am very sorry.
Okay, could you please ask him to phone me back, please? As soon as... have you not got a direct number that I could call him on, please?
What did you say?
Have you got a direct phone number that I could call him on, please?
No.
No, right, okay, then...
No, I'm so sorry. All calls come through here. They don't have direct numbers, but I'll email him. I've emailed him and asked him to call you.
Okay, then, could you ask him to phone back as soon as he can, please? Because I've rang a couple of times now, and I've asked for...
I know, I can see that, sir.
All right.
Some great customer service, isn't it? Great customer... And I found that, what I call it, and that's what I found. Hostility. Now, why is that? Why is that, right? Not thinking anything, right, but think of the situation and that kind of, I mean, maybe she's having a bad day. I don't know. Maybe, like I say, she's got, a few things on her mind, right? I can understand that sometimes with people's jobs, but.
I've tried to...
And that music there, I was on hold for a simple phone call, and like so when she talks about like an email, I'm sorry, but I mean, would you send someone an email, for them to read it that second, and then, and then what, and then get on another line, so it's completely relevant sending an email at that time. You just say, sorry, I've not got hold of him, I've tried, I'll get him to ring you back, that's it, anyway, so. But this is the tone. I'll play it again.
Call him. I've emailed him, and he's not available.
Right.
So I am very sorry.
Okay, could you please ask him to phone me back, please? As soon as... have you not got a direct number that I could call him on, please?
What did you say?
Have you got a direct phone number that I could call him on, please?
No.
No.
No, right, okay, then...
No.
A bit brutal, wasn't it? No.
I'm so sorry, all calls come through here. They don't have direct numbers, but I'll email him. I've emailed him and asked him to call you.
Okay, then, could you ask him to phone back as soon as he can, please? Because I've rang a couple of times now, and I've asked for...
I know, I can see that, sir.
I know, I can see that, sir. I don't think they're paying them wages right, to be honest. I think they need a pay rise, don't they? It's like, if that's what the customer service is like, no, I can see that, sir. So that was the 28th. So I won't waste more time. That's just proof that I did phone. That's just to prove the kind of hostility, in my opinion, in my ears, kind of a no, a kind of I can see that, sir, right? And that's what I got. I nearly didn't return return calls most of the time. So then this was the recording with Elliot on the 29th. Work on the 10th is when he did ring, and I was angry because I know the situation, and the conversation on the 29th of the 10th, proves that. It proves that what I'm saying and what they're saying doesn't fit to the point. They are contradicting themselves. They are tripping themselves up for this to be a normal situation of a next door neighbour. So that's not a matter of opinion or debate. That's a fact. Anyone listening to these videos, it's not a genuine situation. So anyway, so that's the message I received off Elliot there. Right, so after that conversation on the 29th, the conversation between me and Elliot Collins, Pennine Environment Officer, right, that's the message I got. Afternoon, Mr. Lynch, it's Elliot from Pennine Housing. I haven't called today because I haven't managed to get in touch with either Joan or the RJ. I will call you next week for an update. Now next week came, and they didn't ring. He didn't ring next week with an update. Now in that conversation, I'm shouting him, I'm saying I'm not happy. And they're talking about an update. So then, right, so there was that, right? So and then this was a conversation with Christine as Harry McMahon on the 16th of November, when she phoned. The last time I spoke to Christine was the 28th of October. I actually rang her to say that I'd been right at Jones, we'd sorted it out, we've come to a mutual agreement. Did she phone me back and say, oh, great stuff? No, she's supposed to be mutual, and it was one-sided. In the conversation on the 27th of October, she said her colleagues had been round. They were round at Jones, and they heard the music. Yet it's supposed to be mutual. It's supposed to be for both parties. Yet it was one-sided. That is a fact. It is a fact. It was one-sided. It was one-sided. If Joan wasn't happy, it wasn't resolved based on Joan's word. Now, if this is a normal situation, Joan could be anyone. She could have mental health issues. She could be a liar, and they're not even looking into that. Christine didn't. Christine supported her. Christine was saying this. It's intimidating me. Pennine wasn't believing it. Not looking into this. I'm getting cautions and pieces of tennis here based on their word, on a neighbour's word, and they're not even looking into it. They're not even looking into what someone's saying, and I could lose my home. So I could lose my home against a liar. Just because she's a 60-year-old woman doesn't mean she's not capable of lying, does it? I'm sorry, but the world's a bad place if someone could put in a complaint and the housing take the houses of that person. What if it's someone who just don't like someone next door and puts in a complaint, right? Does that warrant that person to lose their house based on the strength of someone what someone says, and they don't even have to investigate that? So anyone can put a complaint in, and the first person that does, that person loses their house. I'm sorry, but that's not how the law works. Anyway, so this was a conversation with Christine on the 16th of October, and this is when I basically said, keep away from my house.
Hello, Christine speaking.
Hello, Christine, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. It's Christine again. Did you get my message?
Yeah, I did. Did you get my message when I rang you last week? When I'd sorted things out with Joan, and said that I'd sorted things out and was going to a mutual agreement. Did you get my message? And did you ring me back to say all good? That's nice.
Aaron, I don't remember getting this message,
Listen
but
to me,
I have checked
listen to me, right?
Joan.
I don't want to see any environmental officer. I don't want to see you, right? So keep away from my house, right? It's as simple as that. Get on to Pennine, right? Tell them whatever, right? Just keep away from my house. You understand what I'm saying?
Aaron, I can do that.
Right,
That's
okay, then
my
do not
sole volunteer.
contact me again, Christine. It's as simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. Do not contact me again. Do not phone me. Do not send me a letter. Nothing, right? You are
Aaron,
not.
I need to tell you what will happen.
I don't care. I don't care, right? Just
Okay,
listen.
that's
Do
fine.
not contact me again.
Right, so that was on the 16th of that was on the 16th of October. Right, that was on the 16th of October, and I didn't hear from Pennine until the 7th of December. No, sorry, that was the 16th of November. Sorry, that were the 16th of November. I didn't hear anything from Pennine until Tuesday, the 8th of December, and that's when my neighbour had put in a genuine complaint, separate from my next door neighbour. Now I'll quickly sum up now. Because like I say, right, I've wasted what enough time on this. You know, they have no foundations for a caution for breach of tenancy. The videos completely contradicts what John says, contradicts what they say, contradicts what Christine says in many places. I've done everything by the law. I've done everything to to resolve it when actually there was nothing to resolve because I was doing nothing wrong. And this caution for breach of tenancy, it's just a complete load of nonsense. We've gone from the 13th, John coming round and me asking her for the times and dates, basically. What I've got on the dates are there. Those are the dates you give me on the 13th of April. 13th of April. I played within those times. The video proved that. Right? So we've got from that, from a letter around the 17th of August. That was the first one. To then receiving a letter around the 27th of September. Elliot coming round on the 29th. Me telling him my side. I said it in the recording. That I took on the 25th of September. So he'd had all the information. There, and he could make a decision on that. So he had the recording from the 25th. He had that in his possession. And he heard that as well because I spoke to him. I spoke to him on the phone, and I told him, I didn't want to send the recording. I didn't want to disrespect his professional opinion. I wanted to leave it in his, in his professional mind to make his own judgment. I didn't want to disrespect his job type of thing, But I thought if he's got the recording, because like your word against mine, he's got my word, her word in the same place, So that's what I did. So we had the recording, and I sent that on the 29th, the day that came here. Right, so it's gone from that to then phoning on the 16th of October to talk about this restorative justice council, and he told me he would to sign an agreement. That's what he said. That's what he said, which I was happy about. And the recording on the 29th of October proves that point. Proves that was the conversation on the 16th about this kind of signing agreement, right? So we've gone from that, to Christine coming on the 27th after the previous phone calls, where I felt like if I didn't see this person, it looked like I wasn't making an effort and that could go against me. And Christine actually says that in the phone call dated the 23rd. And almost like it would actually show that I wasn't making an effort when I was. The previous times I was being round. And I was playing with the time. So because I felt under pressure, and I did, quite honest, I felt if I didn't, it looked like I wasn't willing or I was being difficult when I was being nothing but. So going from that to the 27th, where she came to my house, I felt intimidated because of your word against mine. Type of thing. And in that conversation, I'm the one who's been difficult. When I was being nothing but, I'm the one who's not trying to resolve it. It's an almost. I should play with my earphones. Just loads of stuff. Just loads of stuff to then going. So on the 27th, almost mediation. Mediation meeting in like a centre to discuss it, which I don't understand what that would do. I don't understand what that would resolve if what I'm doing is not working, because I'm not the problem. It's her what's the problem. It was John what were the problem, and almost well, not almost. Christine said, well, as long as one party is not happy, it's not resolved. Yet they're supposed to be separate. They're supposed to be independent. So it makes you think. It makes you think. Just a question there. You know why? Why if she's independent? You know why hasn't there been no like you know, for instance, these well, she's basically lying, basically. And let's not try and flower it over, right? She's lying, right? As simple as that. And the videos prove that. That's not a delusion. And again, I'm not trying to convince anyone here. So on the 28th, everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's not happened for a while. Christine said that. I don't play at night, which Joan has said that. Joan said herself on the 28th, I've not been playing for a while. In that conversation, please come round. If you come home, I'll stop playing. And I'll come round if I need to record at a certain level, tell you what time I'm going to stop playing. Right? So there was that. That was the 28th. Then on the 29th, I phoned Elliot. You know, I wasn't happy about it. Then on the 16th of November, I phoned Christine, said, keep away. And then, obviously, on the 8th of December, I get this, what I call Leicester, which is a lot of nonsense. 30th of the 9th, lie. 27th of the 10th, lie. 17th of the 11th, complete lie. Residents found your attitude threatening and intimidating. Load of nonsense. John used to laugh at every end of conversation. I've never threatened and intimidated any of my neighbours. I believe you all my life. So that's a load of nonsense. When they talk about I've heard the music first hand, I'm sorry, that's a load of nonsense, because it doesn't make a difference what you think standing outside for 10 minutes. He's not involved in this situation, and the person next door, you know, have proved beyond reasonable doubt, you know, that it's just not the case what she's saying, and they can't enforce a caution for breach of tenancy condition purely based on what she says, if I've got evidence that contradicts that. Do you understand what I'm saying? What's why I lose my home based on someone's life? Now, how's that fair? How's that just? How can they enforce, right, a caution of breach of tenancy when I've done nothing wrong? When I've got proof that I'm actually bending over backwards, I'm not breaking the law, I'm doing anything but, right, it's gone from, you know, intimidate. I'm the one who's been intimidated. That's a fact. That's not a debate. That's not something, oh, I think you're real, Aaron. You know, because, and again, there's a lot of things people don't understand about that side. You know, so it's a case of this is a complete load of nonsense. And then it says here, and reports suggest almost suggest it's happened almost every day up until the present. Again, a load of nonsense, because at the 28th it hadn't happened for a while, and from the 30th of October, you know, I've not had any contact with them. But as soon as a genuine neighbour puts in a genuine complaint, oh yeah, I get another letter, and they jump on that. And they jump on that, you know, from a genuine neighbour making a genuine complaint. But first of all, I thought my neighbour was out, the windows were open, which normally when they're not open, no one hears a thing. But they're jumping on that, and they're assuming with this. But what happened on the 7th, around that time, does not make a difference from what happened before. Just because of that time, that does not prove this, right, does it? No, it just, that's separate. That's a separate issue. That's a completely separate issue to what came before. Never ask yourself how it ends. Ask yourself how it starts. Because what happened around that time with the genuine complaint is completely irrelevant to the time before. You know, so, anyway, I'm going to leave it there because, like I said, I spent enough time on this now. I'm not taking this seriously, to the point I'm not getting worked up about this. Completely nonsense. They have no foundation. It's just a complete load of lies. And you know, they can't say a case of, oh, well, we don't lie. I'm sorry, but as no one ever lied, you know, in like geniuses, don't humans lie? Is working for someone, you know, kind of, is it, you know, don't people lie? You want to ask the Guildford for Maguire 7 about what, you know, people do will lie. Another situation is like that. Because I'm sorry, I find it very hard to believe that the next door neighbour is a genuine one, and if she is, then why is she not being investigated for these lies? Why is my side not being heard, both from Pennine and from Christine? Why is it one-sided? Why, given everything I've said, you know, am I liable to lose my home when I've got evidence that proves that she's lying? It proves that I'm bending over backwards. It proves that I'm being nice. Why? How's that justified? Based on what? They're the government agencies. Because I'm sorry, that's a fact. They can't do what they want. They can't say what they want and get away with it. Based on what? Based on what? I'm sorry, but I'm not having it. They don't have a case, right? This caution for breach of tenancy condition is a complete load of crap, right? It's a complete load of crap. It's a complete load of lies. Unless they can produce some actual evidence, to clear all these things up, to clear all these. And I don't mean I rang them the other day and they said they'd write me a letter, right? They'd write to me what's called with the findings, and I thought they really don't know me, do they? They really don't know me, and they were missing the point of why I was phoning. Because I'm not waiting for a letter to then respond, to a load of nonsense, to then wait another 6 weeks for a letter, then to phone, then for him to say, oh, I'm sorry, it's in the post, and go through that. No, this is not for the complaints procedure, because like I say, this is far from complaints procedure. Trust me, this is for my benefit now. This is for people who know me, for my family and friends, right? So, that's it. Yeah, I'll leave it there because I always say leave it there. But from the 13th, I've done nothing wrong. I suggested the Times. I bought flowers. I played with the Times. I've said to her, "Come round if you ever roam." I've bended over backwards. I've been nice and polite. The conversation always ends with a laugh and a joke. She'd never felt intimidated once. In parts of the video, she tells me, when she's out there doing a job, when she stands on doors with her arms folded, talking to people. They've got no foundation. I'm sorry, they can't just say, well, we can do what we want. Why would we lie? Why does anyone lie? I'm sorry, but this is certainly questionable because it's not just my word against theirs. And please remember, I didn't record the first conversation with Joan. I didn't need to. I didn't feel I had to because I thought it was just just like say a misunderstanding to begin with. And then the second time I did, because of that your word against mine, the first conversation with Elliot, I didn't record. I didn't have to. The first conversation with Christine, I didn't record, because I didn't feel I had to. And this time continued. Now I'm not stupid. I think people who know me, I think any person who knows me, knows I'm not stupid. So I recorded it for my protection, and it's a good job I did. But I wasn't thinking there was a connection between Joan and Pennine and Christine to begin with. I had no reason to, at all. I had no reason to. I thought it was a genuine case. Until time passed, and now my belief, because of my conversation with Joan, which you've heard if you've watched these, well, if you're watching these, you must have done. Because of my conversation with Joan, because of my conversation with Christine, because of my conversation with Pennine, and then almost like, knowing all this information and sending me that on the 8th, I'm sorry, but there's definitely a link there. That's not a delusion. That's a fact. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm not going for the complaints procedure. Trust me. I'm not going to the ombudsman and the rest of it. I'm not writing letters, putting complaints in, because to understand this, it's way past that. Trust me. I'm doing this now for separate reasons, just to document it, and that's that. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Yeah. I'll leave it there. They've got no foundations. This video proves they contradict all over the place. They're clutching at straws now. What are they going to do? Come and arrest me for telling the truth? Come and arrest me or take my home off me? For what? Take my home off me for doing nothing wrong? For living under the law? They're going to take my house off me for a next door neighbour who's lying. Now if they're separate, if they're not connected, right? And then how can I lose my house over someone lying? Why are they not looking into this? Why are they not looking into Joan if she's a genuine neighbour? Why? Why not? Why is there so many contradictions? It should make sense. Everything should make sense on their side. If not on my side, it should on theirs and to everybody else. But if everyone else can hear what I'm hearing, yeah. Anyway, I will leave it there this time. Right? They don't have a foundation. If they carry on proceeding with these caution for breach of tenancy condition, and then I will live under the law of life. Do you understand? I will live under the law of life, because this to me is absolute nonsense. What they're doing is illegal, right? What they're doing is illegal, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there because there's so many contradictions. That's a lot of nonsense. This video proves that. and that's it, and that's it. If to perceive, to carry on with this, and then I will live under the law of life, and that's it. Right, it's as simple as that.